Have you ever noticed that when we chase after fleeting pleasures, we often feel emptier? Parties, shopping, endless scrolling on social media, they offer a momentary thrill, but something within us still feels hollow, unfulfilled. I used to think that if I just had that one big thing, I'd finally be happy. Yet every time, I was brought right back to square one. It reminds me of a powerful reflection by Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary swordsman, who once said, "Do not seek pleasure for its own sake." Why does that matter? This pursuit of momentary excitement is universal, almost reflexive. Many of us have impulsively bought something just to chase a small burst of joy. I remember getting the latest phone, convinced it would change my life, and sure, it felt exhilarating for a minute. But that excitement disappeared even faster than the money I'd spent. It's like we're running on a never-ending treadmill, always reaching for something more, something new, only to find we're still missing something essential. Happiness often feels like it's just out of reach. Each time we think we've caught it, it slips away. Why is that? These fleeting joys are like junk food for the soul. They might taste good for a moment, but they can never truly satisfy. A few years ago, I had a realization. I was fully immersed in the thrill of parties, gadgets, the next big purchase. Then an old friend invited me on a camping trip. No phones, no tech, just nature. I hesitated at the thought, no phone, really? But I went, and that weekend changed everything. We talked, laughed about childhood memories, shared stories of our lives, and watched the sunset in silence. And in that moment, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Genuine peace. No phones, no noise, just calm. It was then I realized what I'd been missing. These genuine moments were what my soul had been craving, like real nourishment for a starving spirit. But instead of seeking them, I'd been looking in the empty fridge of material comforts when I needed to start planting a real garden. Miyamoto Musashi wasn't just any swordsman. He mastered more than just the blade. He mastered life's subtler truths. He uncovered something that we often miss while endlessly scrolling, chasing instant satisfaction. The essence of life isn't in quick wins, it's in the slow, meaningful journey of growth. This idea made me re-evaluate everything. That summer, I decided to plant a small vegetable garden. I had no idea what I was doing. The closest I'd come to gardening was keeping a couple of houseplants alive. But I planted seeds, thinking, how hard can this be? Well, it was hard, but it was also incredible. Every morning, I checked on my garden, watered it, watching the tiny shoots like I was the paparazzi of plants. When those first green sprouts broke through, I felt like I'd won the lottery. The process was slow. There were setbacks, pests, bad weather, and my own impatience. But little by little, the plants grew, and I grew with them. It wasn't just about the vegetables I eventually harvested, although those homegrown tomatoes tasted amazing. It was about seeing, firsthand, that the most fulfilling things in life aren't rushed. Musashi understood that meaning isn't found in the victory of a single battle, but in cultivating a resilient spirit, a sense of purpose, and the deep satisfaction of knowing you're on a long, meaningful path. That garden taught me more about true contentment than any device or party ever could. It became a living testament to Musashi's advice. You plant seeds, care for them day by day, nurturing them, watching them grow, finding beauty in the journey rather than just the harvest. So next time everything feels like it's moving too fast, too shallow, think of the garden. Think of Musashi. There's a whole world of lasting fulfillment waiting for you when you slow down and dig deep. Happiness doesn't come from quick wins, but from a meaningful journey. And yes, that journey may take time, but the reward it brings is in a league of its own. When you immerse yourself in a great story, it feels like you're transported to another world without ever leaving your sofa. It's the same when you try cooking for yourself. Not gourmet, just experimenting in the kitchen instead of relying on the microwave and frozen meals. My first attempt was a bit of a disaster, but the feeling of eating a dish I made from start to finish was unmatched. Walking is similar. Choosing to walk instead of drive can change everything. I started by lacing up and wandering my neighborhood, and suddenly, it wasn't just about getting from point A to point B. It became a way to explore, to feel the rhythm of my own steps, greet neighbors I'd never spoken to, and discover hidden corners of my community I'd overlooked. This is where the magic starts to happen, not because of the activity itself, but because of what these activities bring into your life. Every book, every meal, every step opens doors to creativity and discovery, a chance to learn more about the world and yourself. Then there's connection. Real, meaningful connection. Sharing a meal you cooked with friends, discussing a moving book, or just walking with family. These moments are where life's true essence is found. The real lesson here isn't about doing more, but about doing differently, choosing experiences that enrich the soul, challenge you, and foster connections with others and with yourself. It's about finding joy in the process, in the act and experience itself, rather than focusing solely on the outcome. And while these moments may not deliver the adrenaline rush of skydiving or the addictive pull of a gripping movie, the contentment they bring is deeper and far more lasting. As we take on this new approach to life, remember, it's all about small steps. You might find a new passion in painting, playing guitar, or volunteering in your community. Whatever it is, embrace it and let it fill you up. You'll find that life becomes far richer when we seek depth over distraction. Now, it's time to take the plan into the real world. I have a challenge for us. For the next month, let's commit to activities that feed the soul rather than simply passing time. I'm talking about facing something you've been anxious to try, learning a skill you've always been curious about, or simply spending time in nature. Why? Because it's in these moments, when we step out of our comfort zone, that we grow and discover parts of ourselves we've never known. Here's the roadmap. Step out of your comfort zone. Ever wanted to try rock climbing or speak in public? Now is the time to feel the thrill of trying something that pushes you. Nurture a new skill, whether it's learning an instrument, painting, or coding. Pick something new to learn. Mastery doesn't have to be the goal. The journey of discovery is what matters. Reconnect with the world around you by spending time in nature, hiking, gardening, or simply lying on the grass watching the clouds drift by. Pay attention to the small things. And most importantly, document your journey. Use a journal, your phone, or whatever works to record what you've done, how you felt, and what you learned. Not just to keep memories, but to see your growth over the month. But don't stop at recording. Share it with friends, family, or even here in this growing community of ours. Share your successes and your struggles. These moments of doubt and self-reflection are as important as the breakthroughs. They show you're challenging yourself and growing. This challenge, inspired by Musashi's philosophy, is not only about doing things differently, but about shifting how we see and engage with the world. It's about creating a tapestry of genuinely rich experiences that bring real fulfillment and a lasting sense of accomplishment. Are you ready? Let's embark on this journey together and see where it takes us. This month is about meaningful living, about discovery and depth. Let Musashi's challenge begin. His teachings and our own stories remind us of one simple truth. Depth, not distraction, brings meaning to life. This isn't the end. It's only the beginning for us as a community, inspiring one another to live life fully and richly. Let's keep exploring, sharing, and growing together. Here's to building a truly rich and meaningful life.